Man, what's good with the collective? Y'all know we back with another banger, another reaction. I appreciate everybody who been tapping in, running up, and subbing up. If you new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7. This is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps collective grow, helps collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But I seen some of y'all say y'all been unsubbed. Y'all ain't getting the notifications. Make sure your notifications are on. Hit that bell. Make sure they're on. I don't know why that happens. This happened early on in the channel. It's happening again. Just make sure we all sticking together. Make sure we got, our notifications on when we subbed up. But if you haven't subbed up, I appreciate you as well. I hope you're having a smooth 7. Y'all know what it is, man. Might be a trigger warning or 2. I couldn't wait to get this video for y'all, man. I couldn't wait. Bear with me. I ain't gonna hold you. Y'all know what type of time we on, man. Let's get straight to the video, man. Let's go.
Beyonce, seriously? How about Friday? No. President Day? You ain't gonna break me.
Truth in plain sight, man. We gonna be honest. Now every time I try to post clips like how the NFL be looking weird, it don't it's copyright. NFL they be on our asses, bro. At least for me, I can't get none of them type of clips to stay in. I hope it can, but who play Madden? Tell me that's not how Madden players be doing. The whole defense or the whole offense, something like that on Madden is typically the case. That should look like Madden simulation. Also, with the clips with the hoop, like the NBA players, the only player like with Debo, that look like he just playing around. Hoopers do shit like that. Kyrie, that look like some shit that just hoopers do. Like he just playing around in triple threat. But CP3, the first one looked like he was just pretending to be flopping, right? But then again, this last one that just came off the screen, bro, he was tripping. That don't look like he was acting like floppy. He just started like malfunctioning out of nowhere like some clone shit. But y'all let me know. Spam it up.
Have you guys seen what the aftermath of what the plane crash in Philadelphia looks like? My goodness, y'all. It literally looks like a scene from an apocalyptic movie. Look at this, y'all. Right? A plane did this? I don't know, man. I don't believe it. Have you guys seen the last video that I showed? I didn't see that. I thought with this new meta thing, TikTok would be brand new. They could let us say whatever we want to. Well, maybe other people can say what's on their mind, but whenever I speak my mind, my videos get removed from here. All I'm saying is this right here doesn't make any sense to me. Where are the propellers? Where are the plane parts? Now, I'm not saying they couldn't have cleaned it up, but this fast? But like I said, y'all, are we under attack? Because look how scorched these cars are. Why do those cars look like they were part of Hawaii and California? You know what I'm talking about? I've spoken to people who live in the general area and they're saying something completely different. Because look at this. I mean, look at this over here. Now, they're most likely going to say the nose of the plane did this, right? So where's the plane? And not to mention, planes are super sensitive. When a bird flies into the nose of a plane, it actually dents it and creases it. And y'all could do your research on that. But this looks like the plane went to war with the ground and the ground lost. How is that possible? Again, y'all, I'm just putting 2 and 2 together. Like I said, what do you guys think about this video? This is crazy. Shit, when I said 2025 was going to start off with a bang, I did not mean literally. But I guess the universe meant literally. What do you guys think about this video? Like, follow, and share for more videos like this.
I think it's a reach. Spam it up.
You should look at this picture. It should speak volumes on what the media pays more attention to, what our politics pay more attention to. Look at these protests and the power of this woman. Thank you! Y'all don't look for missing kids this hard. You know what? I'm gonna show you guys something. Let's Google how many kids go missing a year in America! And let's see what AI says. In the United States, over 800,000 children are reported missing each year, but many more go missing without being reported. And let me just say for all the naysayers who say, oh, that's because it's the runaways. No. That's its own statistic. Runaways and missing children are its own statistic. Individual statistics. So stop trying to guise the real problem. And this is a problem. You know, we just saw RFK talk about healthcare and something else I can't say on here in the video now. And where's the energy for this? If you guys do not know that this is the #1 problem in America, first off, why don't you know that this is the #1 problem in America? And why, when people like me try to speak on it, we're silenced? What is a community guideline about speaking about missing children? Why are people getting demonetized and deplatformed when speaking against missing children? That, my friends, is a good question. If you have children, look at them. What would you do if your child went missing? Better question, what would you do, or what would you hope people in your government would do if your child was missing? I think some of y'all need to have conversations with people with their child is missing and hear their perspective. It's an evil world. Peace to gods.
Now, I wanted to ask y'all a question I asked previously. This for entertainment purposes. I'm just coming to y'all about questions that didn't happen. When last time around, it was a 3-letter agency to start with an I. Start grabbing people up. Start grabbing immigrants, right? Did y'all hear what they was doing to them kids in them camps? That's all I'm gonna say. When they was doing whatever they was doing to them kids, did y'all know some of them still ain't back with their parents? Did y'all know now when they doing what they doing and the way they doing it, the same shit's damn near about to start happening again? And I asked y'all another question early on in the beginning of the channel, and I dealt with some heat from this. I said, why when people step into presidential election, why when they become president, whoever it is, they always dance around all these other topics, but they never go straight to the topic that needs two topics that needs to be talked about. That's the topic toxic but true reality he's talking about, and it's the topic of homelessness. We never touch those two topics. We go over everything else, but we never touch those two topics. And there's some other topics too, but we ain't ready for that discussion yet. But y'all spam over y'all thoughts and opinions.
With 6 plane crashes in the last 48 hours. It's not even 48 hours, but close to. Listen, y'all, I can't stay in Portugal for longer than 90 days, so taking a plane is a must. And my next plan was to go to Mexico, but with the climate of Mexico and the cartel opening fire at the Border Patrol and everything else going on, I don't even want to take a plane over America. What I do?
So you know how they say that the movie Frozen was only made so when you Google Frozen, it's not going to show you that crazy thing about Walt Disney that I can't say on here? I have a theory that the same thing applies to the term Winter Soldier from the Avengers and Captain America movies. If you were to look up the Winter Soldier trials, you would probably find out what I'm talking about. Yes.
Oh, damn. I don't even know what she's talking about. Spam it up if y'all know. Damn, he was flying.
The U.S. figure skaters that died in 1961 crashed while approaching the airport, the Brussels airport in Belgium. the same way that these people passed away last night, approaching the airport. They died in the same way. And get this, literally in Belgium, last night, like after this crash happened, all of the air traffic control suffered a glitch at the Brussels airport. So yeah, I look crazy because this is crazy. So all of the passengers from the same U.S. figure skating team that died at Brussels airport in 1961, and then a huge glitch occurs and nobody can land or fly. Was that like a ghost thing? Because last night all these people died in the same way for the same team? Has anyone thought about this? This is freaking insane. Like, I feel like shaky. Like, this is wild.
I've never had an issue with ghosts or any weird, unexplainable stuff in my house, but I bought a guitar the other week at a garage sale from this old lady down the street, and every time I pick it up or strum it or play it, really weird shit happens, and I'll show you. It's some Lotus, like, very 80s looking guitar, and every time I strum, like that. Shit like that happens every time I mess with this thing. Shit like that.
Damn. Hey, we talked about this, bro. Don't be getting no items from them garage sales, because you don't know what energy is attached to that mug, bro. I'm telling you, that shit crazy. Y'all believe it or y'all don't? Y'all let me know. Hey, if I play with anything and that shit get the turning lights off, I'm not gonna keep playing with it. I already know something off. It's messing with the energy. It's the energy messing with the electricity, bro. I'm straight. And also, if I'm playing with that guitar and some shit get to slinging across the room, it's time to go, bro. It's time to go. It's time to go.
Before that, to be honest, in my mind I thought like, what if the rocket would
The rocket!
Ukraine, right? And there's war. There's always rockets coming in and stuff like that. And then I see things flying. Like, no way, the war started again? You know, and you say it, you never know.
How did it sound? Describe what it sounded like to you.
I didn't hear the sound, but I saw that big light and I saw the explosion.
Okay.
The explosion. I was like,
For real. He's
what is this illusion or something else?
Were you scared? Did you come running closer to see what was going on?
I
Or?
stopped. I was just looking around and I see the smoke. You can see on my phone, and then I just took my phone and started going.
Show us?
Yeah.
Can you show us what you... What's your first name, sir?
But do you?
Can you spell that for me?
D-A-D-I-N?
They got it!
Man, keep that man safe if he ain't a hired actor.
So we know we're in a time loop. We know that 1961 is playing very significant right now, right? We know that there was the LA fires in 1961. Obviously, we know that there was a plane with figure skaters that crashed in 1961. You know what else happened in 1961? The Bay of Pigs and the building of the Berlin Wall. And now consider what's going on with us geopolitically. Consider what's going on with us, you guys. This is just more proof. So we know what we can expect them to play with the rest of this year. That is also the year that the I can't say that word correctly. Pandemic started. Now, the Bay of Pigs feels extra significant considering that video that went viral, right? With that girl messing with that Ouija board. And what did she say? The Bay of Pigs, right? That was the only one that I hadn't heard about. I forget what the rest that she brought up. But the Bay of Pigs I had not heard about. I don't think it's out of our imagination. I'm going to leave this here before I get a damn community guideline violation. We know what this president is. We know what the agenda is. 1961 is obviously very connected to 2025. We can see. Come on, y'all. The Berlin Wall, a pandemic, and an invasion on foreign soil. Here we go.
Yeah, I'm nervous.
Cap, because if it was real, they would have ran or something. I'm not gonna say I believe that last clip, but clearly them people do. They all they phones and came out. Is it just me, or do some of y'all find that being real too? Or do y'all agree with me and be like, bro, I don't really think that's real. I think that's just maybe a reach. If I'm wrong, hey, it is what it is. We go on to another day, another topic, but y'all let me know. Spam it up.
I couldn't figure out why little X was holding up a pentagram the other day, but then the secret came out when I looked at where that airplane crashed. And that's next on the trumpet. That crash site was right in front of where they keep the president's helicopter, right in front of the Secret Service, right in front of the Department of Homeland Security, and right at the end of runway 33. The presidential helicopter is stored right there. The Department of Defense is right there. And this all happened right in the backyard of the Secret Service. Let's get a little closer to that. That's a five-sided star called a pentagram. That's the Secret Service star right there. So that's how Washington's laid out. Little Freemason thing. I'm sure 33 has nothing to do with it. The very same day that Lincoln created the Secret Service in 1865, he was assassinated by a Freemason. No secret. Since that whole thing happened on Good Friday, let me put some scripture to that for you. The New Testament tells you, for nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad. And the Old Testament tells you, for God shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. It breaks my heart that this happens to these beautiful people. It's no secret. He flew straight into it.
Why do so many of the most commonly used phrases that we use today actually have like dark and twisted origin stories? Like apparently in the 1800s, people used to be accidentally buried alive, like a lot. There's this legendary story of this woman who once drank too much poppy tea, and the opium in the poppy basically put her into a death-like deep sleep. Everyone thought she was dead. Like they had a funeral for her and buried her and everything. Sadly, she did end up waking up to find herself nailed shut in a coffin. And that's just one story. But premature burials happen so often that they led to the invention of the safety coffin. It's a coffin with a bell attached to a rope that's left inside of the coffin with the corpse. So that way, if someone ever found themselves having been buried alive, they could ring it and notify the cemetery workers to come save them. Hence the term saved by the bell. But apparently this is also where the term graveyard shift comes from. Because think about it, a cemetery is closed to the public at night. The graveyard shift was the shift that was specifically created to listen out for these bells. Workers with the graveyard shift also had to apparently look out for body snatchers. There was this entire period of time where it was considered unethical and immoral for medical professionals to study, learn, and practice on human corpses. So, in the name of science, medical students decided to snatch them. There are documented instances of medical students raiding graves in the 19th century. And this was literally illegal, but they did it in the name of science. Still, I'm sure you can imagine the outrage when people found out that their lovely neighborhood doctors had been caught with a few skeletons in their closet.
Ain't no way in hell, bro. Damn, she did it again. She done woke me up and taught me something else today. That's crazy, cause like, bro, what? These people really was doing that wild ass shit. I mean, I get it. I get it. For for science, that's wild. What movie was that when the bell is shaking like that? It's a horror movie. Y'all spam it up and let me know. Might have been, was it Pet Sematary? I don't think it was. It might have been, but it was one of them horror films, and the person's doing that with the bell, and when they went to the grave, it was like empty or something. I like horror movies. If you don't, I understand. But that's what that reminded me of. I didn't really know that was like, well, I seen it. I'm pretty sure I knew that was a real thing. I just didn't know the whole story behind it. I didn't even know the story at all behind it, but y'all spam it up and let me know. That shit crazy. That's crazy, bro. Some of this shit that we go back and look at, but hey, that was the way they lived back then, I guess. It
Wait
is what
till
it
you
is.
guys see what I just came across. This is insane. I'm gonna share this interview with you, but guys, listen to what they're saying.
And in England.
This is crazy, y'all. This is so wild. What do you guys think? Do you guys think this is like possible? Or do you think this is just bullshit? Let me know what you think below, because this is fascinating as hell. And as always, TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes only. This is not true. This is just a theory.
One thing my mom taught me, don't be touching no random shit, because it's witchcraft. Let's get out here, Winston.
Have you guys heard that thing about the night vision goggles? You know night vision now, it's green. Yep. But in the Vietnam War, the night vision goggles that they were issued were red light. Multiple people in the U.S. military that were using them were seeing what they're reporting as flying demons. There's an instance where they're flying these helicopters in Vietnam. It was a safe zone, no hostility, and then the gunner in the back just started shooting, and the pilot's like, "What are you shooting at?" And this guy, he was like panicked and he's like sweating and like, "What are you shooting at?" And he's like, "The demon." Apparently this giant winged demon creature was like flying at him. And then people on the ground in the jungles that were using it, they were also seeing like these demonic looking, freaky looking creatures. And so the military banned those night vision goggles.
What?
And they replaced them with green light. Apparently a lot of these dudes were shook to the core of everything that they saw with these goggles on.
Did the bullets work?
That was my follow-up.
It was just prayer.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've looked into it a little bit because I heard the same thing. They were putting stuff inside the chemicals in the goggles that the chemical was literally leaking. So they were literally tripping or having some type of like, it was a hallucinogenic.
Listen, all I'm gonna...
That clip with the bird, I was shook. The clip with the winged, I forgot, the dinosaur looking thing that they was just holding, I think that was in Arizona. When I first heard that, y'all remember, I was like, bro, that can't be real. That can't be real. I didn't believe it. Come to find out, that was a fact. That picture was real. The clip about the night goggles, y'all remember that story? I didn't ever hear it was chemicals dripping out of it. I thought it was something that they put inside of the actual glass when they were making the red goggles. That's what I thought. But I'm just hearing otherwise right now, because when we first seen that, they never said that last part in the video. But how y'all feel, man? How y'all feel about today's lineup? Spam it up.
Listen, all I'm gonna say is now is a good time to go read up on the Milgram experiment. It's all I can think about. I just made a video. It's the one right before this one. It's about 5 minutes, and it'll tell you everything you need to know about why I can't stop thinking about it and why I feel so uneasy with TikTok being back all of a sudden.
I was today years old when I found out.
Psychologist Stanley Milgram had also looked at how we respond to authority. In order to understand how people were induced to obey unjust regimes and participate in atrocities such as the Holocaust, he set up an experiment. Volunteers were told they were taking part in scientific research to improve memory.
Would you open those and tell me which of you is which, please? Teacher. Where?
Separated by a screen, the teacher would ask the learner questions in a word game and administer an electric shock when the answer was incorrect. He was told to increase the voltage with each wrong answer.
Cloud. Horse. Rock. House. Answer. Wrong. 150 volts. Answer. Horse.
Experiment, that's all. Get me out of here. Get me out of here, please.
Continue, please. Go right on.
I refuse to go on. Let me out.
The experiment requires you continue, teacher. Please continue.
Participants didn't know that the learner was really an actor and the so-called shocks harmless.
You're going to get a shock. 180 volts.
I can't stand the pain. Let me out of here.
Can't stand it. I'm not going to kill that man, eh? I mean, who's going to take the responsibility if anything happens to that gentleman? I'm responsible for anything that happens here. Continue, please. All right, next one. Slow. Walk, dance, truck, music.
2/3 of volunteers were prepared to administer a potentially fatal electric shock when encouraged to do so by what they perceived as a legitimate authority figure. In this case, a man in a white coat.
375 volts. I think something's happened to that fellow in there. I don't get no answer. He was hollering a less voltage. Can't you check in and see if he's all right, please?
Milgram's findings horrified America. They showed that decent American citizens were as capable of committing acts against their conscience as the Germans had been under the Nazis.
In college, I always think that's a dope-ass experiment. I thought I'd bring it back for y'all. For those who might not even heard of this, for those who agree with it, for those who even disagree with it, it's a great conversation to have, man. But y'all spam it up and let me know. When I seen that, it made me question myself, like, what would I have done? It's just crazy to me that, like, they put it like that. We perceive the man in the white coat as superior or as authoritative, the authority figure, and we gonna listen to him based off that, minus listening to our conscience. Not everybody, but as you see, there's still some humans out there that's like this. Just because it was back in those days and it's a long time ago from then till now, that doesn't mean we don't do these actions no more. Or there's not humans out there that still does these actions. Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know how y'all feeling, man. Spam it up.
That's the attachment stuff. People up.
People up. And then, you know, they say, well, a good way to get brownie points is to tell people I protested. I protested.
Yeah.
I'm going to show up. I'm going to let everybody know that I'm with the cause.
Yeah, that was the Milgram experiment. Up. Like 2/3 of the people just let him they were like, yeah, I'll just shock this guy.
What is the Milgram experience?
That was the one where they were like, the guy in a lab coat would be like, turn up the voltage now. Like a guy,
it'd be a guy in another room.
As an authority figure, he'd be like, turn it up now. And then they'd be like, the guy would be like, no, hell, please, it hurts. And the people would be like sweating and like, they didn't want to do it on some level, but for some reason they just kept obeying this guy. Like if he was like an authority figure, being like,
he's wearing a lab coat.
Do it now, yeah. You must do that. He didn't yell or anything, like, you must do this. And they were like, man, and they were like, and only like 2/3, I think a third of the people went like, this is fucked up.
Yeah, they would make it so the guy in the other room would pass out or die.
Yeah.
Like he would go from screaming and screaming and screaming, and then towards the end, the guy would be silent.
Okay, I made my farewell TikToks like everybody else, and I'm happy to be back, but things feel different, and this isn't my usual content, but as somebody who studied psychology and is very interested in behavior and has also just very high pattern recognition, it feels like something I should go over because it seems like it's going to be very important information for us to know. In my intro to psychology class, we studied the Milgram experiment. I highly suggest that you go look it up if you're not familiar with it, or just read about it. There's also a documentary called Obedience. Very ethically questionable study, but the gist of it is that this researcher took two sets of people, teachers and learners, and they separated those two groups of people into two different rooms. And the learners had the task of answering questions correctly. And every time that they didn't answer a question correctly, the teacher would shock them. And each shock switch had a little verbal prompt that ranged from like slight shock to the very last one would say something like danger, severe shock. Now, the learners were actually actors, so nobody was actually getting hurt, nobody was actually getting shocked. But Milgram wanted to understand why so many Nazis followed orders without questioning it, and why they did so many atrocious things, and why their defense was often, well, we were just following orders. And what he found was that 65% of people continued all the way to the end, even when these actors were verbally protesting and saying that they were being hurt by these shocks, because the person in the room who was prompting them to continue did so incrementally. And I think that's something that's not often emphasized in this, but that's what it feels like to be back on TikTok right now, is that we just had one of our little incremental moments. And what I mean by that is these people were not sociopaths. They were normal people, and they did project one time often. 100% of people objected. Sorry, not projected, objected. One time at least, and said, hey, I want to stop. And the person in the room, the authority figure, was told to give them 4 prompts. And they could only move on to the second prompt if the first prompt didn't work. And so these prompts or prods, the first one was, please continue. Okay, so someone would say, hey, I want to stop, and they would just say, please continue. And if that worked, great. If that didn't work, they could move on to the second prod, and that was, the experiment requires you to continue. Okay. When we get to prod 3, that sounds like it is absolutely essential that you continue. And if that didn't work, the last one, you have no other choice. You must go on. What I'm trying to say is that our government just took something away and gave it back. They're garnering trust with us, which is also something that these authority figures in the room did. They were much more likely, these teachers, to continue and finish this experiment, even though some of them, if they went all the way up to 450 volts, thought that they might have the learner. Because they would fall silent. They would continue all the way to the end if the authority figure leaned into the fact that they would take responsibility for what happened. They were doing it as, part of a team. And so I urge you to not let them garner favor with you. They took this away to show you that they could take it away, and they gave it back to you. They didn't have to take it away. And they're going to keep doing those things, and they're going to keep pushing it. And most of us will object one time and say, hey, this isn't right. I urge you to keep objecting, keep pushing, because they're going to start using stronger language. They're going to start using language like, well, this is imperative. You must. You don't have a choice. But you do. You do. Please go read this. I'm not doing it justice. It is a very interesting read. Or if you're a visual learner, go watch the documentary, or go watch a short, or look it up on TikTok. Yeah.
So first I was a psychology. I studied psychology first. Then I transitioned into social sciences. The Milgram experience is one of those things we had to look over. And the Milgram project, Milgram experiment, that was something we had to watch. My professor told us, because if y'all remember, I'm glad she said the language part, the language they're gonna use. It's a spell. They're spell casting. If y'all, we dove down that. They spell casting. Language controls perception. Perception controls reality. And it's how they're gonna word certain shit. And anything you think about, whether that's court, whether you looking at taxes, whether you looking at your car note, about to try to buy a car, buy a house, real estate, all these things have a certain language that they go by. They could put you in some bullshit based off the language they use because you didn't understand what they were using and the words they was using. It's crazy. Let's learn from that. And let's not do that shit this time around. They took TikTok to give it back. They was testing, man. They was testing. I said that.
What happened to them research monkeys that got loose like a month ago? Down south. It was like 20 of them. That shit just faded to black.
Hey, that's facts, bro.
Let me tell you why you should never go into places that have heavily demonic activity, being disrespectful, and thinking you can get away with it. I went to Zach Bagans' Haunted House Museum in 2017 with my ex-wife in Las Vegas. This is an 18 and up only, guys, so if you're a minor, don't even try. They will not allow you in. You have to sign a waiver. And on that waiver back then, it stated that whatever happened to you once you left the property, you cannot sue the place for it. You just can't. So once the waiver is signed, you can go in as a group. It's 90 minutes long, guys. We had one guy in the group who is that skeptic, who is that douchebag. I'm talking the douchebag with his hat backwards, sitting there trying to show off for the 2 girls he was with. As we were progressing through this tour, this guy kept cracking jokes, kept saying stupid shit like, I don't know how people believe this. Nothing's happened to us so far. This is what a way. That type of guy. And then cracking jokes at all the other rooms that we were in. Anyways, I had this horrible feeling come over me. And I knew something was going to happen to this guy. Because mind you, I already had things like I saw things. But that's a different video. If you want to hear that, comment below. Anyways, I tell my ex-wife. My ex-wife said we got this far. Nothing's really happened yet. Until we got to the last part of the tour. The last part of the tour, the rooms to go in were optional. Because the items you're about to encounter were demonic, evil. People have had things happen to them when they've encountered these objects after they've left. Some tour guides refuse to go into certain rooms altogether, okay? It is not a joke. These people deal with these things all day for the tour. Anyways, the 2 girls went into the Dybbuk box room. That was the first room. The real Dybbuk box. I'm talking about the one from the movie. He looked in, and he looked for about 20 or 30 seconds because I was coming up. And I watched him change. I don't know what happened to him. He had his hat on backwards the entire time, but he turned it forward and kept his head down like this. I saw fear enter this man's body. He went from being this douchebag, show-off, cracking jokes, to being a frightened little boy. He said not a peep. He didn't even look up for the rest of this tour. When I walked past him, he was looking down at the ground when we went into the next room to look at this demonic doll. I saw darkness around this man. It was like this shroud of darkness. And when I say he was silent, it wasn't just verbally. It was his entire energy that was just quiet. Like something happened. I don't know. But guys, after the end of the tour, him and those 2 girls were the first to leave. They were gone. Do not think for a second that you can go into these demonic places, laugh at these entities, thinking nothing's going to happen to you. People have had really bad things happen to them after this tour. And this guy thought he was spirit bulletproof. He wasn't. If you're going to these places, protect yourself. If you do not know how to protect yourself, the best way to protect yourself is just to not go at all. Because these entities that we came across, their whole purpose in this world is to bring suffering, agony, bring you pain, and to ruin you. I don't know what happened to that man, but he did not leave as a skeptic. I could tell you guys that much. So if you're going, please be careful. But the best safety is just to not go at all.
Talk that shit. Best safety is just not to go. I wouldn't go.
Look at this helicopter. I don't know. It's falling. I don't know what it's doing. It's falling. I don't know what it's doing.
Hey, I heard that was in what, Plano, Texas?
There's one thing in the world that's the most iconic thing ever. There's a conspiracy about it. Yeah. Now, there's a statue that came to light recently. I'm gonna show you a picture. No.
I thought you were gonna
There's a statue recently. Look at this. It's an old statue, but look. Yeah. Now, do you see this? Do you know who this is? Look.
It's like a vampire. I don't know.
So he has wings. He has wings, and there's a chain on his ankle, right? And he has a crown. It's obviously Lucifer, like Satan.
I saw the chain. I was like, yeah.
Right? Now check this out. Look at this. What foot is this? You seen this statue before?
Wait.
I know you've seen this statue before.
Is that the one in
No, that's not the one.
Look. You see it? So there's a chain and a foot. That's the foot of the Statue of Liberty.
Oh, yeah. I heard about this.
Now this statue, going back to that statue, look, there's 7 points on this crown, right? There's 7 points on this crown.
Yeah.
Statue of Liberty has 7 points on its crown.
No.
Now go back to the statue. Look, what's by its feet? An apple. Where is the Statue of Liberty?
No.
The Big Apple, New York City. What do they call New York City? The Big Apple, fam. Crazy.
Yo.
What's in New York City? Why are they praising the Statue of Liberty, which is literally Lucifer? And you know why it's holding a torch?
Why?
Because Lucifer was the angel of light before.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I seen that, but I didn't know what the apple. I mean, the 7
The crown.
thing.
Yeah.
Damn.
The Big Apple. Why we call it the Big Apple? Why?
Is that meant? Wait. So like, if I go right now, there's a chain on the foot.
Of the Statue of Liberty. Yeah, there's a chain on the foot.
I literally saw it, but I didn't realize
We
that.
don't bag it like that.
Yeah.
Like it's right in front of us too.
Oh, that's kind of fun.
But people had to look at that other statue to realize, oh, yo, that one looks similar to this one. Yeah.
And New York is the home of Jay-Z.
That's that. But where's the most money made? The Wall Street.
Wall Street.
Where's that shit? The Big Apple, fam.
Well, guys, I'm not sure how many people are just like me. 2 days left. And if you don't know what I mean, go check out my post that says Canada do it. Now, I hope that doesn't happen. I really don't. But who else is curious to see what's going to happen in 2 days? I know I am.
I'm telling you right now, they can kill me for saying it, but under no circumstance.
Alright? Oh, check this though. So, where's the fucking thing at? Look, you can skip the 29 seconds. Same thing.
And it's still just,
Still there.
I'm telling you right.
Go to the account. Account banned.
Crazy.
Now, I'm telling you right now.
Damn, they silenced her. I want to hear what she was about to say.
Okay, real quick, I should be working, but I wasn't the only one who saw the Ouija board 7 video, right? Like, I saved it, and then I look on my saved videos, and it's not there. It was taken down. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, there was this woman who posted that since 2013, her and her husband have been communicating with an entity called 7 through their Ouija board, and she was really just not woo-woo or cuckoo or anything like that. Very believable, very matter-of-fact, and she has a log, a documented log of all these interactions that they've had, and it's really interesting, but the video was taken down. I did download it, so I do have it on my phone because, I was able to, so I do have it, but the TikTok gods took it down. And I think that's fascinating. I wasn't able to comment on it, so there were no comments available, but I'll tag her profile if I can find it, but the profile that she has doesn't match the watermark on the video, which is also suspicious. But I need to know, are you also on that side of TikTok? Because it was wild.
Ouija board, man.
This lady is claiming that the end of the world is coming in May of 2025 because her and her husband have been talking to an entity through a Ouija board for the last 12 years. I can sit here and show you all of her papers that she took notes on. Literally the first day, she immediately was writing stuff down. Here's another page a couple of days later or whatever. We need video evidence of this actually happening to you. I can show you all of this and say, oh, this is weird, or the handwriting's like pretty much the same. The paper looks fresh. It's 2025. Why isn't there video of this? Her storytelling is 10 out of 10, by the way. She's also beautiful. She's very photogenic. She knows how to capture attention. 10 out of 10, but don't believe it. It's not real. I would watch this movie. So you don't have to do all these stunts in order for me to watch this movie. A lot of people believe her, which is great. She is a really good storyteller, but I think it's fake.
Hey, what y'all think?
How many times y'all gonna bring back Nelson Mandela? Because as far as I'm concerned, that nigga done died 3 times in my dimension, in my timeline. Why the f he alive again? I specifically remember him being dead when I was a child. This nigga done been back 4 times.
We need to talk about Seven. There's a newer creator on here who came forward with her experiences that she's been having with her boyfriend in a Ouija board since 2013. They've received a lot of information, including the day the world is going to end. They've also received a lot of information about historic events that they knew nothing about. I'm Becky. I'm a paranormal investigator and a talking board collector. I know a lot about Ouija boards and how they work. Here's what I think is going on. If you've never used a talking board before, you use a piece called a planchette on a board with the alphabet on it. You place the planchette on the board and you and your friends lightly push their fingers on it. After some time, the planchette will start to move. Some people believe this is spirits, but a lot of research suggests this is actually a phenomenon known as the ideomotor effect, which means you're subconsciously moving the planchette and revealing information that you either knew or you had no idea that you knew. I don't think the creator's lying for views. I don't think she's being dishonest. I do believe the information she's received has come through. However, if you notice, the information she receives, like the dates from the history, are just the dates themselves. You can get any date in history and type in like what happened March 7th, 1943, or what happened October 14th, 1975, and you're gonna get at least 3 historically significant events that come up. So what's happening is they're hyper researching and analyzing the information, convinced that it does mean something. That's why the entity is communicating in all different languages. A lot of times when you use the Ouija board, you're gonna get random letters and numbers, and if you research all day and night, you're going to find something that makes it seem significant. I would be more compelled to believe a spirit that spoke consistently in one language over time, and if they were saying the information about the specific dates. Everything they're doing, they're researching after to find out the significance rather than finding the significance from the spirit. The spirit would say, the atom bomb dropped on this date, and they didn't know that. That would be compelling to me. What you're seeing is called confirmation bias in the paranormal community. You receive a piece of information, you're convinced it means something, and you apply it as fact just because it showed up. Now, I haven't personally reviewed the files. I'm not saying anyone is faking anything, but I'd be curious if they could talk to Seven while blindfolded, because historically, anyone who's ever tried to use a Ouija board blindfolded has been unsuccessful. The other question I'd ask is how many times has Seven communicated and you received total nonsense that you are unable to uncover? She says specifically in her video she doesn't know if it's real or not, and I just want to explain a little bit before everyone gets carried away and thinks the world's going to end in May. This is really similar to the pareidolia we see with spirit boxes. So if someone asks a spirit box a question like, hey, what's your name? You're going to start to hear a name come forward on the spirit box. So when they asked when the world was going to end to the Ouija board, you're going to get a date. It's subconsciously going to happen. That's how this stuff works. I do believe in the paranormal, I do believe in spirits, but I don't believe Ouija boards are the best way to talk to them.
Agreed. This shit is all too much, and we got real life shit going on.
I'm gonna say this again. This is one of the most powerful times to be alive. When I tell you, you can change your life in a day, my nigga. Like, the frequency of the earth is changing. It is so fast right now. So those who are actually doing the work, those who are having a clean and clear vessel and are able to magnetize and really attract the things that they want, it can materialize so fast. So this is the time, especially for healers, we're about to be millionaires, y'all. That's all I'm gonna say.
So over the last week and a half, I've been making a lot of videos because of Global Talk and Euro Talk. But something interesting has been happening over the last 24, 48 hours. A lot of Americans are now commenting on my videos. I made a video about taking the bridge from Sweden to Denmark to go to work. And now I have a lot of Americans talking and commenting about how they live in New Jersey and going to New York is more complicated. And Americans are now entering the conversation on Global Talk. I think that's great. Americans need to see and know how people live outside the United States, because there are other ways to live. There are other ways to go grocery shopping. We don't all need to eat massive portions, and a chicken breast should not weigh a kilo. So if any Americans are watching this and you're on Global Talk, welcome. And please keep commenting and joining us, because TikTok should be an inclusive place where everyone's welcome.
We out here really seeing that America has had some mess that has had, it's not as, other places are looking at us like, y'all live rough, y'all live this way. We got it simple over here. We got this, we got that. They telling y'all that it's bad over here, but it's really good over here. I seen Wisdom even over there in, I think, Thailand. And he going down a list on why it's better there than it is. It's still home. United States is still home. But it's not, it shouldn't be too much of a reach for us to step outside our comfort zone and grow a little bit. See what it's like in other countries. See, and then come back and know for sure through our experience. Our own personal experience, I should say. But y'all spam it up and let me know. I think it's cool that we getting to see what it's like elsewhere. Y'all spam it up and let me know. Is it a reach? Is it not a reach? Hey, great point.
I'm no conspiracy theorist, but doesn't fog start from the sky and drop down? Because fog is nothing but clouds, right? Moisture, right? When did fog come in left to right? I'm just saying. Are we gonna call it fog? I've watched multiple videos on this. Someone said it was a bug bomb. Listen, again, nothing surprised me. Nothing surprised me no more. I saw my skies red. And this is Tulsa, Oklahoma. Like, come on. Look. I like that comment, why does it get no attention? Now, I wouldn't be posting fog at all. But I'm posting this because it came in left to right. Didn't come from north to south. It's when we've had fires, when we've had Lahaina, when we've had NC, I'm just saying, is Tulsa, Oklahoma an area? Peace to the gods.
Great point. Fog come down. It come from up then down. Cause it's the clouds coming down. I've never seen fog go from left to right. That look like, and now is in, we come from the trenches. You ever had when they bomb the house? Like you got insects in the house and y'all come in and y'all fumigate the house, y'all bomb the house. That's what it seems like that happened, what they just did there. That's what the fog seemed like to me. But it's been a lot of shit going on. Fog, fires, floods. What else? What else is coming, man? I hate to say that because every time, like I said, we say that and some more shit come. Now we got plane crashes. It's a lot of crazy shit, but y'all spam up and let me know how y'all feeling. But y'all know we made it to the end of this, and if you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7. And this is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps Collective grow, helps Collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But if you haven't subbed up, you come watching on your TV, I appreciate you as well. I hope you having a smooth 7. But until I see y'all in the next one, y'all know what it is. We gone.
I just check my count. Sheesh, at the amount. You probably know